So it's a couple weeks after LS Fest, and I am back at Dusolds after going on Rocky Mountain Race Week 2.0, and it is finally time to start tearing into this thing again. I have to take the engine back apart, put all of the parts away, and start cutting out the unnecessary things like this bracket, the engine mounts, that mid mount that holds the front of the transaxle and the back of the block up, cut the steering column out. All these little things that I kind of just rushed on to make the truck look a little bit more finished than it is. So I'm going to start on that and see where else this video will go. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to put in it, but stay tuned for working on the love. Working on this, I kind of wanted to talk to everybody and explain, like, I don't know, I get asked a lot, like, what do you do in your normal life? And like, this is all I do. You know, I work on this truck, I run a couple of social media pages for some companies, and I travel for photography and videography, and it's how I make a living. And I was going to college to study marketing, and I'm a broke college kid. You know, I can't afford to, you know, pay my way through college and, you know, still afford to travel and be able to, you know, like make all the connections that I am and, you know, do everything that I am that will benefit my career in the future, you know, more than anything else. And everything that I was taking in college, like all the classes, you know, they don't really, or the place I was going, which is University of Arkansas, Fort Smith, which was recommended to me by Alex Taylor and her sister Megan, they don't afford, or they don't like have a marketing degree. Like, and I wanted to, you know, study marketing. The closest thing that I could find in any college that, you know, I could afford is, it's all business administration, like bachelor's in business administration, and everything that I have been learning, I hate. Like, it's nothing that has to do with, you know, social media or marketing or anything that I care about. And so I'm actually, today, I'm withdrawing from what classes I have left. I got my associate's degree last year in business with applied science. And so I'm at that two year, you know, 2 years left mark, and I hate it. I hate everything that I'm doing, everything that I'm like learning, and half of the stuff I already know, you know, and the classes that I'm taking. And so I've talked to people like Garrett Mitchell, you know, Cletus McFarland, Doug Cook from Motion, Kyle Loftus from 1320, Lou from 405 Photo. All these people say the same thing, which is I could be doing stuff that benefits my future and my career so much more. And I think it's finally time to take the leap to continue everything that I'm doing with the social media marketing and photography and videography, and really push this YouTube stuff. And I know I can make it. And I know that if I would have ever needed that piece of paper, that degree, that I would have failed. You know, I wouldn't have been doing what I would love, you know, if I needed that degree in any way. And I hate to say that, like, I'm dropping out of college. And like a lot of my family's disappointed because, you know, throughout high school, I had a 3.9 GPA. In my associate's degree, I got magna cum laude, which is a 3.85 GPA or whatever it is. And they all know that I can do it, and I know I can do it, but opportunities keep presenting themselves, and if I keep passing them up because I don't have the time because I'm focused on college, like, they could disappear. And so I'm gonna take the leap and focus on, you know, what I want to do in life, which is, you know, all this YouTube stuff. It's racing, it's taking photos for people, taking videos, and I make a good living already doing all the social media marketing and, you know, the freelance photography and videography, you know, so it's not like I'm dropping out without a plan or without, a backup. I'm making good money for as a 20-year-old. And so it's really important that you guys know this, though, so that you understand, like, this is my life. And if you guys could, if you're watching this and aren't subscribed, if you could, drop a subscribe, drop a like, comment, let me know what you guys think, and it would, really help. And, who knows? I might realize that I made a dumb mistake in a year and decide to go finish, my degree. But in the meantime, this is it. It's time to start doing what I love, push for what I want to do in life, which is, everything that I've talked about. So I hope, you guys are all doing good. This is kind of what I've been stressing out ever since race week. So who knows? You guys might be skipping over this right now. It is what it is. I'm not mad about it, but just know that I'm going to be the realest I can with you guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to put on a face of like, hey, this is all great. YouTube pays well, because it doesn't. Not when you have 4,000 subscribers. I'm not making tons of money on YouTube, but I'm making money in different ways. So if you guys wouldn't mind, helping out, telling your friends to come subscribe, doing whatever. Let's get back to the video of me tearing this thing apart. After I get the engine and transaxle out, I'm gonna start cutting out all the bracing that I don't necessarily need, that I just put in temporarily to hold up, the engine, the transaxle, the steering column, all that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. So what I'm about to tell you guys now isn't something that people would normally include in these videos, and I'll be honest, I messed up. When I just took out that trans brace, that one right there, when I took it out, the whole chassis went in about 1/4 of an inch, which means the chassis just got tweaked, which means that the geometry for the suspension isn't what it needs to be. It's off 1/4 of an inch now. So I'm going to try to get that trans brace back in somehow, either by just forcing it and using a hammer and stuff, or I'll go grab a porta power and spread the upper frame rails apart and put it back in. But remember to think about what bracing is doing what when you're cutting shit out. So yeah, I'll just keep going along, and after as you can see, I got those 2 braces cut out. I need to do the engine mounts next, but first I just have to put that brace back in just temporarily. So here we go. So I got everything cut out and ground down. You can see that there's still a little bit of marks. I'm gonna smooth those more out, and for the deep gouges I'll just fill it in with a little bit of weld and ground it smooth. But I got all that ground down, put the brace back in temporarily. It's just sitting in there. It's not like it's just wedged in there. It's not actually like welded in. So next, I don't think I'm gonna really mess with any of the rear suspension yet until I can have Mike look at it. But I think next I can start figuring out where I need to cut the column and all that. But it's finally to the point where it was before, to where now I can start adding stuff again and not need to take anything back out. The only thing that I might have to change is the shock mounts back here, because I think I might have a little bit of side loading, and I also want to clean them up and make them nicer, and then figure out how I'm going to do these, because my friend Mike Weddle is going to make them out of billet for me, so should look cool. But she's back to looking like just a chassis, because I guess it is just a chassis at this point right now. I also wanted to go over more of the common things that I got asked at LS Fest on this truck, because I'm sure some of you guys have the same questions. So the first question that I got asked more than anything is, what is this truck being built to do? This truck's purpose is to destroy time attack truck records. Really, there's not a lot out there, but I want it to be known as like the fastest time attack truck. Sorry for the background noise if you can hear that at all. I want this thing to just go out and destroy any other truck, and also a lot of like Corvettes, Camaros, Porsches, you know, any other cars that people think a little mini truck couldn't do. Second question is, why did I go with the center seat and the mid-engine placement? If you go back to one of the first build videos where I kind of like told everybody that I was doing the mid-engine, I explained that if I would have done the seat on either side, I wouldn't have fit. I'm 6'5". A lot of people don't realize that. But my feet would have ran into where the tire needed to be. So putting the engine behind me allowed me to be able to put the seating position into the middle, which meant my legs can go out as far as they went out front. So you can see that the seat is in the middle and the pedals are in the middle. Pushed out about even with right here on the tire. So yeah, so it just made the most sense to put it right there. And it brought on a lot of other problems, you know. I had to basically rebuild I had to rebuild the whole rear of the chassis, but now it looks all cool and, you know, tubular, and I got to learn a lot. The other question is, why is the steering column so long? And that's just because I haven't cut it down yet. I'm going to probably end up cutting it down right up there, going around the clutch pedal and back down to the steering rack, but I'm not planning on doing a center exit rack because they're just too expensive and stuff. So also up here, another question is, what will go up here? The radiator will be down, like laid down pretty flat, and the ducting will go out the hood, and actually the bottom of the ducting will be the top of the pedal box. So all of this will get all nice, and I think I'm gonna make a new core support and stuff all out of round tube, just to make this look more similar to the rear. One last thing that I frequently got asked is, will it have a flat bottom, and will it have a tonneau cover, and will it have aero, which all kind of go hand in hand? The answer is yes to all of the above. It'll have a big splitter up front, and probably some ducting through that air dam or the front valance that it already has. It will have a full flat bottom. Nothing will sit below the bottom of the chassis, so it'll be flat all the way across. It'll also have a tonneau cover. The last thing, like I said, is the wing, which will be mounted to right here on each side, come up, big swan neck with a big dual element wing sitting right here. And also I'll be putting the tailgate back in after I cut it apart some. But yeah, those are some of the questions that I got asked that I figured. Oh, last one actually is how much it weighs. And I'm gonna actually have that be its own separate video of how much it weighs right now, just like the chassis alone. And I mean, I still have to add some stuff to the chassis, but for the most part, a lot of the weight is here for just the chassis. I personally hope that it's right around 1,500 right now, because with everything else being added, I want the truck to be like 2,500 without me in it, or 2,500 with me in it would be amazing. But I want it to weigh under 2,700, which I think it can, and not just it can, it will. It will weigh under 2,700 once it's all done. You got to remember that the whole front clip is all carbon. I'm going to get fiberglass doors for it, and I want to try to figure out how to do carbon bedsides for it. But that's way later on. So I'm about to start on the engine bay bars for the cage. So I cut a piece of engine 5/8, which is the same as the rest of the roll cage, at around 50 inches. And then I'm going to bend it at a 35-degree angle, because it'll also be angled down, so it'll equal about a 45-degree angle. So it'll match the rear, where it kind of drops down to meet the furthest point back on the chassis. So I just cut this, now I'm going to bend it, and hopefully notch it and have a good engine bay bar. I'd say that's good enough. I'm not really a fan of how far out it goes with a 35-degree bend. So I think I'm going to put it up to like a 45 and then go ahead and notch this end and mark where I need to cut that end. And then I should have this ready to practically be, tacked in. And then I'll just have to, I need to go pick up more 1 5/8 120 wall because this is my last big piece, and then I can make the other one. So I'll probably end up doing that tomorrow because I think Metal Supermarkets is already closed. But I already like just holding it up in there. I really like the way it looks. It kind of completes the front, look of the tube chassis. So I'm excited to then, make some outriggers to go to the core support, so then I can cut off all the junk that's above the wheel and tire that will end up hitting. So. I got the engine bay bar all set in place and looking good, and now I'm going to make the bar that triangulates it from the node where the A-pillar bar meets the dash bar to the actual engine bay bar. It's a very complicated notch to me. To a lot of people it won't be, but I'll show you guys how I do it on here. So the first thing I'm going to do is do a full notch down both sides, and then the second one I only need to notch one of the sides so that it fits and can point like this. So as I was saying before, I got the first bar notched up there and then cut for down there, and I like the look of it. So now I'm working on the bar that goes from the node up in there to about right here. And so I got it cut or notched, and you can see that it's, well, if it would focus, it's notched this way and then once this way. And it's not the prettiest, it's not perfect, but it'll do. All right, so it's a new day, and I'm finally able to start working on the engine bay bars again. I've been notching this whole thing, and as you can tell, it's just turned into a, it works, but.
Welcome to Cockfade Garage. Starring
Are you
Little Willie,
Are you
Cole.
YouTubing me? YouTubing?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So this is Cole.
I'm filming right now.
the Cockfade. All right, I'll just film.
You can't say that on YouTube.
Yeah, I can. I can say whatever I want. All right, I'm filming you, filming you,
All
filming
right.
you. All right, come on.
I can't do this.
Come on, Cole.
Okay, so now that Kyle's gone, I've been fitting up this, I guess, triangulation bar, and trying to get the notches all right. I finally got this one all good, and now I'm working on the one that actually goes to the engine bay bar right there. And yeah, it's turning out okay. It's just, you got to do a little grinding here, a little grinding there, and take it slow. So I'm not sure how long this video is, but as you can tell, I took off the front clip because I'm still waiting on metal to get shipped here. I need more of this 1 5/8 1/8" wall. But I have this side done. Just have to weld the front of the dash bar, and then I can put in that triangulation bar I made. And then I can start on the other side once I get the metal in. So now I was just going to kind of see how I'm going to end up connecting these basically cross member, even though it's not really a cross member anymore, because I'm going to end up cutting this right there and back there, so I have room for the tire to travel out more. So trying to figure out where the bars are going to go and stuff, but I think I'm going to end the video there though. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It's kind of just like a where I'm at in the process of the truck, and I've been filming this for the past 2 weeks whenever I had the chance to be able to actually work on it. So let me know what you guys want to see more of. If you want to see me traveling more, or show you my travels more to all the events I go to and shoot. If you want to see more of this, what should I focus on? Also, be sure to click the link in the bio and go pick you up a Cole Reynolds Racing shirt. I just got these blue ones and gray ones. I still have a couple of black ones left in 2X and also in medium, but it would really help me out. So I hope you guys have a great day, and be sure to like and subscribe.